cutie pies. I am Lanikia, and you are watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is Days of Our Lives edition. Today is Tuesday, November the 29th, 2023. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, a good morning, and a wonderful day. Let's go ahead and get into this. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this a solid 6.5. Um, we first start off by seeing Everett and Xander. So we pick up where we left off yesterday, which is Xander firing Everett. Now, for those of you who haven't been able to watch, the reason why Xander is firing Everett is because Chad is very jealous that Everett is going to make the moves on Stephanie, and that I'm assuming that Stephanie would fall for it. He just wants Everett out of the picture. So in order to do this, he's talked to Gwen, and she sold him her half of the paper. So now Chad is a silent partner, and he's going to give all of his profit over to Xander if he fires Everett. So that's why he's firing him. Because sometimes people are like, I haven't watched it in a few days. I don't understand. So, okay. Now, Everett needs answers. He's like, I don't understand. I thought why you've been telling me I've been doing a great job. You've been saying that you really enjoy my work. The numbers are going upwards. Why all of a sudden do you want to fire me? Hold on, you guys. So he's not understanding where this is coming from. So then Xander says, well, it's my partner, not me. And Everett said, but I thought Gwen was a silent partner. He said, well, you did write that article about, Leo, and he was the one who betrayed Gwen with Dimitri, and y'all romanticized it. So, she was silent. She's silent no longer when it comes to that. So that's why he has to fire him. Everett says he doesn't believe this, and because Xander says he's sorry, but Everett's in his feelings. So then we see Chad and Stephanie. He's come home and they're talking, and he says, I really feel like I'm sorry for being so jealous when it comes to Everett. I have no reason to be. Now Chad is feeling this way because he already knows what he's done. So he's like, I'm really sorry about everything that about being so jealous, and I know I need to just fix why be jealous and envious of Everett when I can just fix it. And Stephanie said, what do you mean by that? He says, just get over his feelings, just trust her and everything. We know what he meant. He's got this man fired. And Stephanie was just like, this is like a 180. You have been not liking Everett from the beginning, and now all of a sudden you're cool with him, and you're not jealous of our past anymore, and it just feels out of the blue. And so he's just telling her, yeah, I know, but I can't live like that. And so they continue to talk, and she said, well, I'm glad, because it was starting to feel like we're an old married couple. And and she's glad that they no longer, because she doesn't want Stephanie wants to be married, but she doesn't want to feel like an old married couple. Like all we do is take care of the kids, and then we work, and then we just go through the motions, because they haven't been getting along. And he says, yes, I completely understand that. And now we can get back to loving each other and everything. And everybody who knows, who's been watching this for a while, knows Stephanie is not my favorite person, right? But Chad, to lock this girl down, Stephanie wants to be locked down. I get it. But she wants to be locked down with a ring. And so for you to lock her down and not want to marry her, and then go behind her back and make all these moves like to eliminate competition. He did the whole thing with Alex, as far as having this gentleman's agreement with Alex. Now he's got Everett fired from the paper. For you to do all of this, you wouldn't have to worry about this at all if you would go ahead and marry this girl, but you don't want to. But then you don't want her having options of men who say, yeah, I would want to marry you. But anyways, he tells her, I know, Everett, I shouldn't be threatened by Everett. And she's like, mm-hmm. But she remembers Everett had that ring and wanted to marry her. But then Everett comes over and he lets Stephanie know, because she has been working with him on the paper because he hired her. He lets her know, I was upset about the paper. And so Stephanie feels bad because she said, it was my idea to do that. And he was like, it is what it is. I just wanted to let you know, because I know I hired you on. And she said, what are you going to do? You just bought furniture. You just signed a lease. You've just done all these things. Like, you got bills now. And he said, I don't know, but I'll figure it out. And Chad is just standing there like, oh man, that's tough. Yeah. He doesn't care. He got what he wanted, which is Stephanie being left alone. So then whenever it leaves, Stephanie is just like, man, I feel so bad. This is my fault. And Chad is like, no, you know, Gwen was gonna have a say anyway, so it's don't blame yourself. Everett what made the decision to do all of this. So that's it with them, y'all. I'm finna move on because child, I gave too much time to these people. So then we see Everett calls Gwen because he said he needs to get clear. He needs some clarity on why she fired him and everything. I said Everett's gonna cause a stink that you didn't think he was. And he's an editor in chief and investigation and everything. I feel like Everett's gonna get to the bottom of Chad being behind all of this, and we're gonna see what happens. Sorry, y'all. Mila wanted some water. So then we go over here. Wrong people. So then we go over here and we see Steve, Kayla, and Sarah. Steve is still trying to convince these two ladies that Constantine is up to no good. I said, now you know Steve is not my favorite person. But what he's saying is making sense to me. I mean, I guess because we see what's going on, but Steve has no reason to lie on Constantine. He went over there to Greece, checked the man out, and said, everything about this man is a liar. And Sarah, you need to be careful. And so then she starts telling him about how, Constantine saved her baby. And she was like, I had my concerns about him too, but I told my mom she should be careful. And he said, when was that? And she was like, the day Victoria was kidnapped. And he said, do you think Constantine could have heard you? And Kayla said, what? He's hiding out like the Phantom of the Opera. I said, Kayla, this is your man. You're acting like Constantine is your man the way you're defending him. I'm just saying. So Kayla kept just being like, Steve, I don't know. I like Constantine. And Sarah said, I like him too. And she said, I guess he could have been listening. But she was like, at the end of the day, he saved my daughter and I'm grateful to him. And Steve said, that's probably what he wanted. Steve is not buying Constantine at all. And I said, anybody, like, let Steve find out that Constantine was the reason Maggie went to visit Victor's grave site on her anniversary because he bought the flowers, so it was his idea. And Steve gonna be, I said, all the clues are there. Y'all just not looking at it. Hold on, let me get me. Anyways, I don't know, child. I don't know. So let's move on because they don't believe him anyway. So Steve goes over to Maggie's, and Sarah and Kayla continue to talk, and they get on the subject of Xander. They get on the subject of Xander and how Sarah really just wants to be with Xander again. She says they went to a dark, ugly place, but they're really trying to put their differences aside because of the baby, and she wants to be with this man. She wants to be with this man. I'm not saying I don't care. It's just the whole Sarah and Xander thing. I'm over it. Well, I guess that means I don't care. I'm just over it. They're together. They're not together. She tries to forgive him. He does something she doesn't like. She runs away. And then, oh my gosh, something happens. Oh my gosh, Xander, I know deep down you're a good person. Like, girl, I cannot do this. Let's move on. So then we see Constantine, Alex, and Teresa. Every time I see her, I want to say Gwen. So Constantine was, how he was trying to tease Teresa about, I was just playing a little jokey joke about you, about knowing you. And I'm like, it's not funny. Like, y'all are already in this mess. You're too old to be this immature at this big age to be this immature. Like, you should not be playing any type of jokes with Teresa, especially around people that you both are conning. But anyways, Alex ends up coming in when he hears Constantine tell Teresa that, she's after his inheritance. And Alex is just like, why does that matter to you? And so Maggie comes in at this point and she said, well, I want to know as well. Why does that matter to you? Because, she likes Teresa. And so Constantine starts talking about how he's heard things about Teresa around town. And then Now she and Alex are living together. Really, he just explained why it was none of his business, and he was just being a busybody. And he said, "I'm so sorry, Maggie. Forgive me." And Maggie was like, "Okay," because Teresa was just like, "It's fine." And he was like, "I was just looking out for Victor's family and everything." And they're like, "Okay, fine." Alex is giving him the side eye because he was just like, "My life is none of your business." But anyways, they end up leaving because after that. So then Steve comes over. And when Steve comes over, he tells Constantine, "I know you lied." Now Maggie's not in here. He tells Constantine, "I know you lied. I know that you're the one. I know that you lied about your friendship with Victor. I know that you were the one who kidnapped the baby. I know all of the, like, you lied about the tablecloth. I know all of this kind of stuff. So what you're gonna do is leave town and never Maggie will never hear from you again." So Constantine, with his back against the ropes, is that the correct, that's a boxing term, right? Anyways, he decides, "I'm just gonna go ahead and let Maggie know." So when Maggie comes in, she was like, "What's going on with you two?" And he tells her, "Steve thinks that Steve calls me, wants me to leave town because I lied about the tablecloth." And he explains everything to Maggie. And y'all know Maggie. So then Steve is like, "Well, why don't you tell her about the kidnapping?" And so he starts going on about how he thinks Constantine was involved. And Constantine was like, "Oh my gosh, that is not true. I would never do something like that." And he said, "You did it to get in Maggie's good graces." And he said, "And all of a sudden, you don't know anything about the kidnapper or any of that information to be able to find the man, and so we can find out who did this and why they did this." And Constantine, his back is really against the ropes, it's against the wall. So he just blurts out, because at this point he's looking guilty, and he just says, "I do know who did it." I said, "Is he gonna say Xander? Is he gonna say Xander did? I'm not, yeah, Xander had somebody do this. I don't know, child. Or somebody from Greece. I don't know." So anyways, that's it with them, y'all. I guess we'll find that out tomorrow. So then we see Alex and Teresa are talking, and they're talking about Constantine and how he need to mind his business and all that, and they're laughing and stuff. And then Xander comes up, and I said, "Xander, why?" So he comes up and he tells Alex that he is crazy to believe anything about Teresa, because he saw her in the park with Constantine. And she said, "Yeah, he was asking me for directions." And he told Alex, "That's not what it looks like." And Alex, he's not trying to. Alex wasn't having that. So the next thing you know, Alex punches Xander. I said, all he doing is getting his lick back. Because remember earlier when Xander punched Alex about Gwen, y'all all right. And so at this point, Sarah comes up and she was like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?" I don't know why Sarah be getting on my nerves. I just like, you'll use anything right now to get. Let's move on. But she comes up and she's like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?" And said Xander knows why I did this, and he deserved it. So next time, keep Teresa's name out of your mouth and go on about your business. And so Xander and Sarah leaves with her coddling him. "Oh, Xander, are you okay?" Sarah just works my nerves. I don't know why I don't like. It's just this 180 y'all have going with their relationship all the time. I get tired of it. She loves him. She doesn't love him. He's no good. Then he's back good again. Now she's all up on him. Girl, keep me out of the conversation. Keep me out of the group text. I don't want to know anymore. So then Teresa and Alex talk, and she says, "Oh, thank you so much for defending me." And he says, "Xander been having that coming, and he's just jealous because he could never have my life, and he can't take anything from me." And Teresa's just like, "Yeah, nothing," knowing darn well that she's lied about Alex being Victor's son and it's really Xander. Anyways, child, that's it. That was Days of Our Lives today. That's why it was a 6.5. It was alright. It was alright. There were certain parts that were good, like the little cliffhangers, but besides that, it was just all right. Y'all tell me what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and girl, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys tomorrow for an all new episode of What Happened on the Soap Stays for Our Lives edition. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.